things are going to happen right in here now, okay? All right, so as soon as Derek throws him, he's not letting Mike off the hook. He does not want Mike to get away. So you notice he's buried him down here, but now watch what he does immediately. With this right foot, he's going to jam the top of his foot in the back of Mike's ribs here, okay? So his shin is right in the ribs here. Now you're not going to stand there like that. You're going to sit there, and now when he comes over, he's going to do what we call a head sit or a shoulder sit. Do that again, spin him, or just stay there, Mike, and just, see how, here he is, okay? Now see how he's trapping the arm? Now he's going to step over the head. Now, and he sits on Mike's head. Don't stand there and look at him like, boy, I just did a cool move. No, you want to finish him, all right? So he's really round and compact. And now he's starting to collect Mike's arm. He's trapping it really well. See how he's trapping it very strong? Mike's arm is now part of Derek's body. And he's literally sitting on Mike's shoulder and head. Now notice how he didn't step this leg over. He's there. That's behind his, right back here. So he's got really good control of Mike. All right, now what he's going to do is just roll straight back and arch it, and he's going to finish it. There's your Juji Gatame. It's a classic, you don't have to throw both legs over. It's a classic approach to doing Juji Gatame. Can you do one more time, guys? If you have anything to add, please.
Okay, so when I come through, this grip switches, okay? That's the number one thing. If I step in like this, the arm goes way over there, and then I got to collect it back again. So as soon as I toss him, and I know I'm going to go for this,
can everyone see that traps there?
Okay, so we went from a normal throwing grip to now a Newaza grip, okay? And then this foot steps in almost like you're going to kick him in the back. I'm not really kicking him, but it's the same kind of motion. Step in, drop your knee down so that your shin is pushing against his ribs and he's taking some of your weight. It's really important to keep him down. It's the start of a pin, basically. Okay, if I just kind of step in and I'm doing this, and then I step over, nobody in their right mind is going to let me finish this. And out he goes, and then down I go, okay? So we have that grip, switch through, kick, put some weight on. As soon as you step over, come back in and collect the head. Okay, so you're squeezing your heels in. And then you sit down on the shoulder and the head area.
Mike is totally under Derek's control here. He's just stuck. I mean, his poor head is, it's like I always say, it's like a nut in a nutcracker. Yeah. You know? All right.
This is important not just for sitting back and finishing in the right position, but if he starts turning that way, okay?
See how he can continue to roll. So we want to take every measure of control that we can and control our opponent with it. He rolls back.
Okay. Most of you will not want to sit down on the person. It's just a natural thing. You're like, I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to make it uncomfortable. I'm not rubbing, you know, some part of, like, explicit part of my body across his face, all right? I'm sitting right here on his shoulder and his neck area, okay? Just sit straight down on it. That way you're not having to sit here and be in a squat like this the whole time, because that means there's space and I'm using my muscles.
Yeah,
okay?
Good point, Derek. You want to take it away. No space should be between you and your opponent. Yep. So look, you'll see that there's no space between their bodies. Bam. See, they're tight. They're hooked up. They're one big hunk of people now. Okay. And now he just traps it. And he rolls back, and he arches, and he finishes. You notice he didn't kick his leg over. He kept it together. He also kept his knees together too when he finished, because that really trapped the whole arm. Like he didn't.
You have good control over his head and good knee control. You don't necessarily need to kick that foot over, especially in a position like this where you're already on top. If you're underneath, that's a different sort of situation. But if I'm already pinning him down with that shin, I don't need to kick it over because I'm literally giving up control and making space to flop backwards. So just make that your point of contact and keep it there.
One time somebody asked me at an MMA fight, they said, you know, well, you wrote books on Juji Gatame and all this. What should you prefer, both legs over or one leg back? I said, whatever works. You know, I don't prefer either one. It's whatever works at the time. In this particular case, we don't kick both legs over. We just kick one leg over. Okay, then one more time. Now watch, and then we'll drill it, okay? Spin. He didn't need to stick both legs over. That's it. And that's all. Now he steps over with the head, collects it. Now he rolls back. Now look how he finished. You see it? Come back here, finish. Look how he finished. Right there. Knees are together. Mike's whole shoulder and arm, his arm, not just his elbow will hurt, but you're stretching his shoulder, you're stretching the biceps, you're stretching everything there. and make it quite uncomfortable to finish.
And that's another good point. If he's flat on his back already, and I try and jam my knee in there like that, he's got a lot more torque to it to be able to get up there. The whole point was I got it underneath his back, and then when I came back down, now it's blocking that whole shoulder. He's up like this, and his arm is sticking backwards.
That's what you really want to do.
Okay? While I'm controlling his head, so it's a pretty tight lock. The more space he has, the less like force I was putting on there with my leg, like that. You see how he's not reacting the same way? Okay, you could still get it, right? But it's a hell of a lot easier if I'm right here like this, okay?
This is what we call Juji Gatame. It's cross body arm lock, because you're literally, you know, your body's crossed, so you just do the arm lock.
Yeah, you actually give up part of the pin if you step over. I mean, some people still do it, but I wedge those toes under his back when I'm pinning him up. That props him up on his side. And then as I step over, I've already got the arm in great control, and you just curl it into their head, and it creates this brilliant lever.
Keep them on him, so it's just, because that's a great point, because you're letting him off the hook. We always say that.
So for me, I'm really wedging. I went the wrong way, I guess. Sorry.
Can everybody see this come around here, this back foot?
I'm just really wedging this, and before I even drop down, I've already got a good pin, and a lot of times I'll even secure that heel up under his chin.
Like over here.
And so I'm just, he's stuck.
And now when he sits on the shoulder, look at that, it's really tight.
And so here I'm propping him up, got the shoulder lock as well as the elbow.
You good, guys? That's That's the move. One more time. Just stay on the same side. So we did a lot of things there. So let's cover them, and I'm going to let you drill them. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Mike is on his knees, again simulating a throw. Instead of getting slammed every time, this is better for Mike, so he didn't have to take a whole lot of hard falls from being thrown and get your arm stretched. So notice he grabs the elbow here. We did that before. Okay? Around the neck, between the shoulders. When he steps across, the heel is going to, Derek's right heel is on his right knee on the side of Mike's right knee there. He's going to spin him over.